What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RC's Gateway to Comics. Today we are going to be talking about and reviewing Cash Grab by Cecil. Uh, Now, I have it on good authority that this book was not supposed to come out. But by the grace of God, we are finally bestowed this little bit of comedic masterpiece. So, if you're looking for a comic that brings you back to like an 80s comedy buddy story, sort of like what you would see from like a Cannonball Run or think of like any 80s comedy movie where there's a bunch of different storylines that are coming together in a way that you would not really imagine coming together, and then at the end just mashing all together in a in a blender full of absolute insanity. That is Cash Grab. And I love this book for that. You don't see a lot of comedy books out there, but this is definitely one that I would recommend checking out. So, this is a book that has had a lot of turmoil behind it. Cecil has always been attached to the project, but there's been times when other creators were attached to it who have dropped off. I'm pretty sure there was another artist on this before Donald DeLay, but honestly, I can't imagine anyone other than Donald doing this because the artwork makes this book so much better. Um, it's been severely delayed, but there's other stuff that went on with Cecil's personal life that caused that to be an issue. I'm willing to look past it because I was able to get the book, regardless of Cecil joking about it not coming out and being an actual cash grab. But it does certainly affect other things. Like, other people may not be as forgiving as I am whenever it comes to late books. But it's definitely worth checking out. The story. How am I going to describe the story? There's there's a superhero named Cecil. He's like the New York's what does he call himself in this? It's on the first page. He's New York's newest superhero, and these pages were on the campaign page, so you will be able to see them. There is a little bit of confusion as to how some of these panels are supposed to be laid out, but it's something that I noticed immediately, but again, I'm willing to look past it because everything following it makes sense, and it's something that you can miss if you don't really look into it. Because on the campaign page, these pages were in there, but these two panels came before it. So, if you're able to get past that, and most people will be able to, then you'll definitely be able to enjoy the story. Because, so, okay, so getting back to the actual story. This hot chick gets her purse stolen by this guy, and Cecil goes after him to try and get her purse back. That's pretty much just the basic premise that starts everything in this story, and just everything that Cecil runs into in this story just builds upon all of that. Like, he runs in, what does he run into here? He runs into the mob, he runs into the mayor of New York. He runs into what the hell does he run in? He runs into an ex-girlfriend at a strip club. I definitely can't show you those pages on YouTube. I probably can't show you most of this on YouTube because it's irreverent humor, crude jokes, and all sorts of depravity that you could imagine, and it's hilarious. It's pretty much like what you would expect from Cecil. And if you don't know Cecil, it's pretty much any sort of crazy joke and hilarity that you can imagine, all rolled up into absolute weirdness and alcohol. I feel like that's probably a good way of putting it. But uh, there's also stories with an alien race that needs to find their savior to save them from some sort of invading race, uh, and also Cecil's twin that was like sucked into his body during his birth. That's called Winky. I trying to explain this book without giving away the whole story is difficult as hell. And I would have it no other way. Because it's it's difficult to put into words, but it has a bit of charm to it because all of this stuff is just piling on Cecil's character in this and just making it like it's making his superhero life extremely difficult. And it plays out like what you would like how you would see like an 80s comedy playing out. Everything goes completely insane and hilarity ensues, stuff that you would not imagine even remotely happening in the story happens. And at the end, there's, I don't want to say a happy ending, although there probably would be a happy ending, if you know what I mean, hidden somewhere in this story. I haven't looked really that much into the background art, but I could imagine it being in there. But there's a satisfying ending that sets up Cash Grab 2, which I honestly do hope comes out. Um, Hopefully it will. If you like comedy stories and you're not turned off by dark, dirty, irreverent sexual humor, then Cash Grab is definitely for you. Um, Cecil's story is absolutely hilarious. I want to see more of it. And Donald DeLay's art is, it fits the story perfectly. And honestly, I'm really hoping that he comes back for Cash Grab 2 because this book wouldn't be nearly as good without Donald's art. Um, Overall, I think I didn't notice any other panel or page weirdness other than the first two pages. But as I mentioned before, I'm willing to look past that because I was able to make sense of it. There was a couple spelling mistakes that I noticed. Again, not something that's going to affect the story, but it is something that Cecil, you might want to pay attention to next time. Overall, my review or my rating for Cash Grab would probably be a popcorn level comic. Um, Mainly because of the background of it. There was a lot of lack of communication on certain things, which I can understand because Cecil is surprisingly a private person on the internet. He does play a character, and that did cause some issues. But if Cash Grab 2 remains as funny as this one is and as crazy as this one is with similar art, then I would definitely rate it higher. But hopefully all that stuff will be sorted out with the next one, and it will be even better. So I would recommend checking this out if you like comedic comic books. But yeah, definitely. I think he's going to be doing a second chance. So if he does, check it out. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, and that's totally all right. But for me personally, this one definitely brought me a lot of laughs. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment on this video. If you did receive Cash Grab, then let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then please make sure to subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this channel and show more people hilarious, fantastic comics like Cash Grab and the other comics that I show on here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.